Hey folks, good morning. This is Donnie with Standing Goats Rescue. I'm trying to film the snow for a second time. I'm a little aggravated. Everything you see was covered in snow. We had somewhere between 7.5 and 9 inches. We have a friend that lives as the crow flies, just a few miles from us, but it's a long drive to get to him because of the woods and the creeks and the lakes and all that mess. It takes us 15 minutes to get to his house, but he had a little over 9 inches. This is Florida, but I had a little over 4 hours of footage. You can see my tracks yesterday morning. I never touched dirt. I was in snow. I walked to the very far back end of the property and I filmed the entire walk. Coming back, it was so beautiful. All the trees had snow covered up on them. I do have photographs that Kim and I went down to the creek and we took pictures down there. I do have them. I'm gonna add them to this video. My trailer, it was just about, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a hole in that fender. See where the strap comes across? Look, just above the strap to the left, there was a hole. The snow was over that hole. It was covered up. The whole trailer, it was up to the battery right there, almost up to the top of the battery on the front. There was so much snow. We shoveled it off the trailer because it actually had the trailer squatted. I didn't know snow was that heavy. And we shoveled a bunch of it off and I hauled it in the wagon, and Rosie used it to make her snowman. But I just wanted to try to document some of it. I mean, it's 90% of it's gone now. But there was no dirt to be seen. It was all snow. It was so beautiful. I walked the property and to see the fresh deer tracks where they just crossed. I have not hunted. I was going to hunt yesterday morning, but when I got up, everything's covered in snow. I was like, oh my Lord, I can't miss. This is, for us here in Florida, it's the opportunity of a lifetime to document that for my grandchildren, Rosie's children and grandchildren. Something that she could always pull up later and show. You know, yes, it did snow in Florida, a significant amount of snow. The snow came in day before yesterday. Today is Thursday. What is today's date? The 23rd. The snow came in on Tuesday afternoon, the 21st, and it stopped about 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, I did do a time lapse. I did not lose that footage. Just a short one. On our handrail to our porch, the snow was a little over 2 inches, about 2.25 inches on the rails right after it started. And I wiped the rail down and I put the camera on the handrail, filming like down the rail, filming the length of the rail. And I got one. Kim's got a 6-inch figurine. It is a teddy bear dressed up like an Indian. It is a Christmas ornament, and it's actually 5.25 or 5.5 inches. It's not 6, but we bought it as a 6-inch Christmas figurine from Tractor Supply. But I stood it on the handrail in front of the camera, and we let it run for about 40 minutes, and the snow got all the way up. It just about covered the lens on the camera in that short amount of time. So I ended up stopping it, and it started getting dark. I was going to restart it, wipe the snow away again, and then turn the porch light on where it would be lit up, but I didn't do that. It was coming down so hard, it looked like smoke. You couldn't see 50 feet. There was so much snow in the air. You can see it's still built up pretty good right here. But the sun was out all day yesterday, and it's melted, not all of it, but it's melted a lot of it. And the last time we had snow was December 1989, and it did not stick. It's got like a layer of ice on top. Let's see if I can pull some of that off. This stuff's like, it's just like powder. It's crazy, but it does not leave your hand wet. Look at that. Right now, temperature right now is 26 degrees. It was 19 degrees at 4 o'clock this morning. At around 6:20, 6:25, somewhere up in there, it was 16 degrees. And the wind chill was single digits. I don't remember if it was 7 or 9 degree wind chill this morning. But there's still snow in patches, like, you know, up under the trees where the sun hasn't gotten it. But it was so pretty, so unique to see that, you know. I've seen it up north. I had to drive up to Waterford, Michigan to pick up my 2 youngest daughters one year, and it was winter time. I had to go through Ohio. Northern Tennessee and Ohio was wrapped in snow, and I was driving a Nissan 240SX, two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive car, and it was like driving a jet ski across the river with a nasty current. It was hard driving in that mess. It's crazy. You see, yeah, this is from yesterday. The tracks, that's a coyote. That track. And then right over here, 2 deer crossed the road right here, but the whole property's covered where deer are crossing the trails. It was so beautiful. You can still see some snow up in the limbs up in here. But yesterday, all the trees were just white with snow. It was amazing to be in Florida and to have snow like this. This was absolutely amazing. I'll show you another spot. Let's see if we can get over there right quick. This is going to be short. I'm really upset over losing the footage. We rode the 4-wheeler. You can see the tracks. We rode through the property and we went outside the property. We went way down to a road. We rode over, crossed Highway 231, heading west, and we went all the way up, almost to Highway 77. And we went to a cemetery back there, an old cemetery. I filmed over there. I filmed the ride. All the roads are covered in snow. They closed all the roads, so there were very few places that had tire tracks. And even in the 4-wheeler, you know, they're designed for traction, for going places. Mud, sand, water, snow, they're designed for it. And driving in that snow was like riding in motor oil. I've never driven an ATV in the snow, so that was the first time for me. I know you guys up north, y'all do it regularly. You know how to do it properly. I do not. I'm a southerner. But I'll tell you what, from this experience, this is day 3. I would love it if our winters were like this, that we had snow. I would absolutely love it. You can breathe. The air's just real clean. The air's different. It smells different, which it always smells clean out here. But with the snow, it's just a completely different smell, a very clean smell. All the trees were like this. They were just covered. And you bump them, and it would just snow on you. I had snow down my shirt. I didn't have my hat on my head. Me and Rosie, or me and Kim went riding around looking. We walked some, and then me and Rosie went. Look at the deer tracks right there. Oh, nope, that's coyote. I don't know where they're going. Oh, it's getting deep right here. But it was ankle deep. In some places it was over ankle deep. Come up right here. This way. That log right there, that is pine. That is lightered. What we call fat lighter. That stuff is gold, especially for you guys up north that have wood burning stoves. You can't burn that directly in the stove, but you can burn little pieces of it. It gets so hot, it'll mess your stove up. It'll burn up your exhaust tins. Where'd he go? There's one here, there's one there. See where he urinated? Don't eat the yellow snow. That's crazy. Yes, that's the first time I've seen urine in the snow, ever. I do have some good news to share with you guys. Oh, I know where this is. Alright, I know. The 4-wheeler tracks Rosie and I rode in here yesterday, looking. When I harvest an animal, right here is where I normally dump the organs, the bones, the hide, that type thing. We put it right here. I got a deer about 4 days ago and cleaned it the day before the snow hit, and I dumped it right there. And there's nothing left. There's no hair, there's no nothing. So this coyote's coming in and eating it. What is that? Oh, it's the track from the coyote. Goes back up through there. Anyhow, I lost every bit of footage that I filmed from yesterday, the 4-wheeler ride, the walking all through the property. Oh, we still got a little bit of snow in the trees in here. It's not much, but it's still really pretty. It's beautiful. Look at that. I know you guys up north probably thinking, I don't want to see no more snow. No snow in the trees, no nothing. It's nasty. I'm sure. But for us down here in the south, it is a welcome sight. It is a little hard on those that ain't prepared, don't have good heat. Yeah, it's definitely hard. And we do have one frozen. Our master bath, the cold water is just trickling out of it. And our washing machine, which is just one wall separating the master bath from the washer. So I think it's on the same line, and it got froze. It's running now, but barely running. This right here is the corner of this property that our house is on. This is our corner. This is the northwest corner. And this is ours, and it continues that way, and back. I'm not going to go far. I just wanted to look. I didn't come over here. I want to document some of this, because we may not ever see snow again. I'm pretty sure we will. And what I had mentioned when I was filming yesterday in the morning, the snow stopped, I come out 7 o'clock and I went walking all through the property. One of the things I mentioned, those of you that have been with us here for a few years, I'm sure you remember some of the live shows where I had mentioned us being in solar minimal. Well, I told Kim over the summer, you're just researching, there are scientists in Sweden, Chile, South America, all over South America, in many different countries, including Russia, that you can pull up information online of their studies, what they're finding, things of that nature. And they were discussing solar minimal, because that has been what I've been looking into all these years. And that's what I had mentioned in a few live shows. I think I may have put it in a regular video as well in the last few years about us coming into solar minimal. And we're getting colder. We're not in global warming. That's crazy, but our planet is 2 degrees colder than what it's been. Solar minimal started I think 2 years ago. But the first year that we were supposed to start experiencing the effects of solar minimal was last summer. And yes, the temperatures, yes, we've seen 130 degrees here a few times, but that's what I was explaining to Kim. Something moving in there. During the summer, if you stepped under a tree in the shade, it was actually pretty nice. It was in the 90s, low 90s. On some days, it felt like it was 80, 85 degrees. Fairly cool. You step out in the direct sun and you were on fire. I mean, it was the difference. There was a 20, 25 degree difference. The reason it felt so hot, and this is, again, I'm just kind of reiterating what the scientists were saying about solar minimal. What happens, the sun goes into a hibernation state, and what it does is it has to cool down to replenish itself so it doesn't burn out. Well, when it cools down, the magnetic pull where it is attached to the earth, there's a that's a new track. You didn't see that yesterday, but where the sun is magnetically attached to the earth, there's like an energy line that connects them. That connection puts a shield around the earth. I don't remember what they call that shield, what the title of it. I really can't remember what it was called, but it affects what it does. This magnetic shield that's around our planet, it blocks X-class radiation coming from the sun. Well, now that the sun is in a hibernation state, that attachment, that magnetic attachment between the sun and the earth is really, really weak. So the earth's shields are down. They're super weak. That's why a year and a half ago, I think it was a year and a half ago, that was the first time in recorded history that they have ever documented X-class radiation at ground level on our planet. It has never made it to the ground. Well, that's what the heat you're feeling in summer. It's so doggone hot. These 25-year outdoor paints are blistering and bubbling, less than being outside a year. They can't handle the radiation that we're taking in from the sun. It's insane. Coyote tracks are there. But the radiation is what is feeling so hot. If you can stay in the shade, it's not bad at all. The summers have, especially this past summer, yeah, it's been scorching hot in the sun, hotter than it's been in a long time. But if you can get out of the direct sunlight, it's much cooler than what it has been as long as I can remember. These summers are really cool if you're out of the sun. But anyhow, this is not me making up things as I go. This is what I found through my research. And guys, don't take what I'm telling you as solid truth. Do your own due diligence and research it yourself, and you'll find what I'm telling you, what I'm repeating to you is, that's what we found, or what I found, and you'll find the same thing, solar minimal. That's what's going on. So we are globally 2 degrees cooler than what we've been, but we've also got the earth that's tilting, like crazy tilting. The sun no longer sets in the west, and I filmed it over and over again from the tower blind. The tower blind down here is facing due south. It's 1 degree off from being exactly due south. And when the sun sets in the afternoon, it comes in that south window and hits you in the face. It blinds you. Last year, it came in the window on the right side. And so if you had that window all the way open, it would hit you on the right shoulder. Still fairly deep in here, the snow. As you can see, step on it. So we probably got 4 inches in here. Anyhow, that's the reason for all of this weather chaos. Our earth is tilting, and if we are going through a physical pole flip where the earth flips upside down, it is going to be it's going to be bad. All havoc is going to be unleashed on the earth. It's going to be horrible. Weather events are going to be off the charts, just like what we started having the last few years, where there's no more category 1 hurricanes or cat 2s. Now we're seeing cat 3s, 4s, and 5s, and hurricanes that are so far above a cat 5 that they have actually considered establishing a category 6 level. That's been in discussion. I don't know if they've done it yet, but anyhow, all of this snow which you're seeing in Florida, we're not far from the Gulf of Mexico, but every bit of this snow is due to us being in solar minimal, and it's supposed to get worse this winter. Well, last summer was the first summer, and this is the first winter that we were supposed to actually feel and see the effects of solar minimal. And it's a cycle of 30 years. It's 15 years going into it till we get to the maximum effect of solar minimal, and then it starts coming out, which is another 15 years. So Kim and I will most likely already be home at that time, to where we won't be alive whenever we go back to normal, to where we have normal spring, summer, fall, winter, because we don't have 4 seasons no more. That's a big buck there. But anyway, times are changing, folks. Just make sure the oil in your lantern is full. And by what I mean by that, for those who don't quite understand what I'm saying, stay charged up with the Holy Spirit. Make sure that you're full of the Holy Ghost. Guys, I'm following these footprints. You can see where he's kicking stuff out as he's walking. But what is all this? Look at all this dripping. That's not urine. See it? It's all up in. Oh, I see what that is. That's where he's walking, and as he pulls his feet out, he's kicking dirt and wet stuff. I see. Okay. Now there's a deer trail that goes through right here, and I don't see any tracks. Let's see where this guy's going. But anyhow, this has been just a really wild experience to see snow like this here in the panhandle of Florida. And folks, I love it. I know those of you that are up north, being of what we're dealing with solar minimal, I know that you guys are experiencing cold that we couldn't ever imagine. And I know it's very, very difficult, especially if you don't have good heating, good insulation. I get it. If I had the means to do it, I'd buy every one of you, especially our brothers and sisters up north. I'd get every one of you a wood burning stove. I wish I had one. I grew up with some wood burning stoves, and when we were real little, we had some. But once we got a little older and moved down here, we haven't had one. That's so cool to be able to just follow a deer where he's been. That's just so cool to me. Hunting up north and stuff like this, if you can bear the cold weather itself, it seems like it would be so much easier. to locate your target animal, or if you do shoot one, put a bad shot on him and he runs, to be able to find him, it would be so easy. Once you find him, it would be worse getting him out, for sure. That's why them guys are always packing their animals out. What is that? It looks like a claw right there. Oh, it's a squirrel. There's his tail mark right there. It's a squirrel. Okay. I'm not used to seeing tracks in snow. Following this deer. See where he's going. I bet he's going up and crossing the road in front of the tower. We should be getting up on the tower in a minute. I don't see it yet. This is so cool. Now, just to give you a heads up, I have not walked out through the timber like that yet. Like this, like we're doing now. So if we come across human-like tracks, I'm going back home. I just don't want to deal with that. Kim and I yesterday, we rode around the property on the four-wheeler. And then we left the property and we went out on the roads, and then we went 18 or 19 miles west of here. And anyhow, on one of the roads, riding down the road, I see human tracks. Now this was about 8:30 in the morning. I see human tracks. He's coming down the road. The tower's down here. Yep, there's the tower right there. This is that old deer trail. They haven't been using it, but he's used it. Anyway, human tracks come out. They cross the sand road, the two trail. They come out of the woods, cross two trail, go up into the woods, and then it popped out. Like it popped out and it went right down the side of the road, and then it cut up into the timber. And what I mean by road, they're two trails. They're just sand roads. It's like this. But I don't know what size shoe, but it was not a big shoe. Probably a size 8 or 9. There's one that deer come out right there. I don't know if we can follow that. I think it gets too thick. I just want to see where he's going. But anyhow, we did see that. I did film it. I filmed it with my phone, so I do have that footage on my phone. And I may add that. I'll put that at the end of the video where you guys can see it. Some of the steps, you can clearly see the toes in it. Kim thought maybe it was a bear, but I tried to explain to her a bear's back feet look like human feet, but his front feet, the tracks from the front foot, looks like a very large canine track. They're really big like that, but they look like a canine. And these were bipedal. The snow, it was fresh snow. There was no, he wasn't stepping in his own track. There was no double stepping. He's going up toward the goats. So I don't know, could it have been a bear? I assume it could have. It's very possible. But I followed it. We probably followed it maybe 100 yards, very close to 100 yards, and I only filmed 40 yards maybe. I walked, checked it out, then I come back and got the camera. Well, he's crossing the Florida Trail and going that way. He's probably cutting back to that bedding area. But anyway, I'm not saying it was a Sasquatch. I'm saying I don't know what it was, but it looked like a barefoot kid. Pretty wide track. a little wider than what it should be for a foot that size. But I don't have a definitive answer for what it was. But I'm gonna throw some pictures up that we took near the creek in a few different spots. I'll put some of them pictures up here, and I'll throw the time lapse up if I haven't already done that. If I remember, I'm gonna put the time lapse up earlier in this video when I was telling you guys about it. And I'll do the video clip of the footprints where you guys can see them for yourself. Folks, I'm gonna go home, heading back to the house. Got a weird feeling right now, and I don't want to push it. So I'm gonna go back up to the house, and I've got to make a couple of phone calls. We got a bit that we got to get done today. Trying to get a prescription filled, but they got our roads closed up here still, but they're supposed to open up the highways here at noon. It's pretty. It'd be hard to sneak up on a deer though, walking through this, all the crunching. Folks, I love you all. God bless you. Please send prayers out for all of our family and friends here, especially those that are living in the wake of this cold blast, and everyone up north, and all of those that are connected to us. Get prayers out for everyone worldwide. Our world needs it. I certainly need it. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Have an amazing afternoon. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe, be kind, and be blessed in all you do. And we'll see you down the road. Bye-bye. Hey guys, we had to stop. We are way out in the middle of nowhere. Our property is way back that direction. And we got these, looks like a child. It goes all the way through the woods here, and it comes out and it walks down the side of this trail, and then it cuts right back into the woods. Check that out. It looks like a child's footprints. Isn't that crazy? Right here, it's like he kind of walked around a little bit. You see the tracks right there? Like he's kind of just walking around, and then he starts back. See how they go in a line right through here, and then they turn. Just happened to see it. Look at that. See the toes? It goes that way. He walks all around right up in here. Right down there, it looks like he comes back up like he done a circle right here. And then it goes down the road right back over there. Crazy. Anyway, it just wanted to, we passed it, and I said, crud, I need to back up and get that. Yep, see right here, we've been crossing right here a lot.
It's time to get out of here.
See the steps? You can see the toes a little bit in that one. He comes right out of that mess. There ain't nothing back there for miles. If you head south from here, a little over 8 miles, you'll hit a county road that direction, but it's all wooded until you get to that road. All right, we're gonna continue. We're getting out of here. All right, this is Camp Carey. Everything you see that's white is snow. It's not Florida white sand. Golly. camera right there. It's got a little bit of snow on it. There's a few of them in there. I think it's that pig been rooting around in it. This is just bizarre to see this much snow near the Florida Gulf Coast. It's still up the trees and the sun's out, but I think we're around 26 degrees now. The wind chill supposedly 18, but it doesn't feel that cold. I know it's pretty. It's real pretty. Gotta be careful because it's drop-offs. Ooh. The snow is on that. Golly, there it is. There's a lot of snow. And there's the waterfall. All right, God, this is awesome. All right, we're gonna ride down to the cemetery. It's quite a ride from here. I'm not gonna film the whole ride because it'll just take up way too much memory card and battery. But we're gonna ride down there unless the wind gets to blowing and it gets too cold. And we'll turn around, but we're gonna ride down there and just go and take some pictures or film at the cemetery. That is if we can cross the highway. It depends on if they supposedly got the highway blocked off. Law enforcement, the county south of us, which is right near what it borders the ocean, they put a posting up about an hour ago. They said 10 wrecks in 40 minutes, and one of them was one of their own. One of the police cruisers lost control and ended up in the ditch. But they asked everybody to stay home. Roads are closed. This is Florida. We're not prepared for snow. So we're going to ride up. If they don't want us to cross the highway, then, we'll turn around. We're not going to push our luck and get in trouble. There's Camp Carrie in all its glory, in honor of our brother Carrie Arnold from Bigfoot Odyssey. This is where Carrie and Mark Zaski had camped when they came up. Carrie had his truck backed in right here, and Mark had a gigantic tent set up right here, and they had their fire right there where my fingertip is. They went the direction I'm coming from now, back behind me, and when they came back, they had a gigantic footprint in the sand right next to the fire pit that wasn't there when they were here. All right, we're going to continue on. We tried pulling the four-wheeler over here, but it keeps sliding on the snow. I just slid. Watch out right there.
Yeah.
Snow's thick, so you can't see the imperfections in the ground.
It's so clear.
As soon as that snow melts, this thing's going to be full. There's our bench right there. Camp Carrie is back over there. We're going to go over to it too.
Look over here. The snow bridge. Where the tree is.
Yep, just about snowed over.
I'm going to get down here for a minute.
I wouldn't go down there. You're going to get wet if you do.
I'm already wet. My pants are already wet.
This is the waterfall area where we take Rosie. There's footprints on it. Something come up through here.
Big. Look at this. Whoever got would be good people snow.
And it's still like powder. It's not, in '89 when it snowed, it wasn't like this. It didn't stick where you can see the individual flakes. They called it a wet snow. And this is a dry snow. Really pretty. We're down here by the creek.
I need the trees that have the cleats on them. Them snowshoes. This is pretty.
Yeah, we ain't got no.
Rambo needs to come out of the snow going, ah, his machine guns blaring.
Go over here and look at that ravine. It's a little hard to walk in this mess. Oh. Anytime we bump into something like this, we get snowed on.
Look at the magnolia.
Yeah, it's covered.
Picture of our magnolia tree. That's a lot of snow.
We'll go over here and look at the ravine where the old spring used to come out. We have it. Oh, here comes the snow. Oh, Lordy. Wind started blowing. Oh.
Holy crap.
This filled it in a lot.
Oh my gosh. You think I can make it down here to this tree?
Don't step on that low spot on the backside. That's where that deep washout is. It's probably 2 feet of snow in that.
Oh, thank you.
I was holding on to it.
Uh-huh.
Look at all the
Hey, baby.
snow.
Baby. Turn around. Oh, that's cold. Here. We gotta go buy some good gloves. I don't have any gloves. My gloves are like wet. I'm super wet.
Go out this way.
I have
Golly.
You have that pair of gaiters that Daddy has that he never wore. Mama bought them for him for Washington.
Somewhere.
I think they're at the other house, though.
We got a little over 6.5 inches.
Hey, baby. I'm buried again. I'm surprised. Look, yes.
All right, I got a camera on the front of the foiler right there, so we're going to be filming the ride as well. We may go check out a cemetery that's out here.